This reading's all nature oracles. So I thought I'd dress the part. Hi, it's your reading. It's Reverend Meggus. This feels like a continuation of the last one, though, in terms of like creative block. And in terms of creative block, I feel, well, like I said yesterday, there's a lot of frustration. There's just things not turning out the way that you thought they would. Apple seeds at the top in that 5-petaled shape, and immediately thought cinquefoil. Frustration makes you want to give up. Like just throw everything out. Baby bathwater, the whole shebang. But you're being cautioned to just sort of take it one thing at a time. And I think that's what you're trying to do, is cut out like certain things at once and focus on what's most important without distractions. There seems to have been, I feel like, yeah, we have elder here with that big hand, and it's just, like, no distractions, please. I'm done. Like, really putting your nose to the grindstone and focusing and going within. And I'm really struck, actually, by the way that the bark, the hand itself and the tree is very dark, but these bits in the background are very white and fluffy. It feels angelic, so there is definitely some angelic influence in the background here, trying to help you refocus, trying to help you gain focus, because I think this is a point that you need to make a big decision here, and it is a big decision, and it's, if you don't care about the baby or the bathwater, that's a big thing. So you want to think about it. You want to not have distractions. In future, you've got the tulip here, and that is creative expression and growth and newness. So it's about getting rid of that block and that frustration. And it's going with it. And, being on your own a little bit and isolating and blah, 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 which is not hermiting, I guess, is the more acceptable way of saying that. Hermiting. Turn those upside down. Actually, I want to. So, but the other thing, we've got Pimpernel. There's a compass rose in the middle of Pimpernel. But it's about, there's a real need to separate yourself here from distractions, and that includes other people's ideas and opinions. There's a lot of confusion. Verbena in the advice spot, or the obstacle spot. Sorry, you've got the bird, and then it's not a snake, it's a damn eel. So you're having trouble discerning who is who is friend and who is foe. But you really do need some people on your side. And I think there are people who are on your side and who want to be on your side. All around you. God, that song's been going through my head for days now. Love is knocking outside the door, waiting for you. Is this love made just for two? Keep it open, honey, you'll find love again, I know. What is that? Enough's enough. I'm so embarrassed. Glam rock. Goodness. I had that cassette single, I did. Okay, here we go. I wanted to look at that. Oh, ending. Okay. Verbena does talk about relationships, and it does talk about making friendships and being, so I think this may be the ending to a particular friendship or relationship of all kinds, platonic and otherwise. It may even be family, but it's a lot of stuff going on around you, and I feel I feel like I want to say sabotage, purification. Yeah. Trout and lily of the valley. God, I'm so terrible. I look at the picture of that trout and I'm just like on bread with a little cream cheese. Don't do this, Meggus. While you're talking to the nature spirits, they have a good sense of humor. Car horn confirmations. Can we look closer at Apple there? Not that close. Jeez. Martin and Foxglove. Mischief. Mischief afoot. Yeah, see, this is where I was like sabotage. Something's... Who is friend and who is foe? People will be nice to your face and lie in the same breath, just and give you bad information just to keep you from not moving on from them. Devotion. What have we twined ourselves into? The sheep and the blackberry. You know, sheep can't eat just blackberries. That's a lot. I wonder if they get purple wool, though. Turtle and coriander. You know, it was saccharine. It was superficial, but it was enough. And the ending, vulture and asphodel, upheaval. So again, with that ending emphasized here, and direction, but also understanding where to go and how to trust the inner compass, your heart. And we've got healing and we've got strength right there. I will take them. And take them like this, though. Elk and ash. And the deer and oat. Healing. Healing and strength. Guardianship. The trout and lily with the purification, the guardianship, and that's setting boundaries. So that's not just, getting rid of what isn't working for your highest and best, but setting strong boundaries and enforcing that and making sure that you do for your own well-being. Oh, and that'll really bring about some beautiful growth for you. Metamorphosis here. Wow. Salamander and black pepper. Inspiration. Boundaries. You're learning to set boundaries, healthy boundaries that allow you to take care of business and take care of you. And I see the frog in the lotus. He's literally jumping towards elder, and that is about, saying no distractions, keeping it on my own here. So really tied into that last reading, it's that period of solitude. So in the last reading, when she was walking off, it was that Page of Pentacles, walking off with that one pentacle away from the city. This is really like a need to hermit. This is a need to go into a hermitage for a transformation. So it's cocoon time, essentially. You've got the salamander inspiration. So it's definitely connecting with the heart, because the salamander is definitely fire, but there's also a little bit of water in there. Black pepper, so spicy. Something, a creative spark needing to be lit again. Adaptability and communication. So in terms of building friendships and moving on from this one that we've lost, and the idea is to trust your inner strength, trust your inner knowing. And I know from experience that if you've been around or had family who were gaslighters, or dealt with that kind of dynamic in any way, it's so easy to doubt everything. about yourself, this ridiculous girl. It's so easy to doubt your likes, your dislikes, what your intuition's actually saying to you, what you think is right, what you think isn't right, what you think you have to do. And there's a reset happening here. And it's cutting off people and places and stuff that you've realized is dragging you down. And it's really time to moth and eucalyptus, upheaval and an ending. And as I put them down here, I'm actually seeing upheaval before the ending. So you may have been in that upheaval, or will be within the next few weeks. But that's the longevity. So look at, this is like, I'm like, sum it up here. Where we going? This is where we're going. Into Loch Ness. No, I'm kidding. It's about this is about finding your people. It's about really finding your people. And I think I have had this experience myself recently, and I know others around me have, where you think people are your people, and then you realize that they're not your people, because they may like the same things or do the same things, but you don't have the shared values. And there's a lot of that coming to be revealed. And what I'm seeing here is a bit of transmutation too, because we've got the upheaval and the ending, but then the purification beginning, and everything else coming out of that is, the healing and the strength and resetting our boundaries, and then really leaning into reviewing whatever it is that we need to review in terms of moving forward onto a new path. And what does that path look like? Oh. Does not look like yellow liar. Oh no, that's good. There's a liar on the card. Oh, Spirit's here with the giggles again. Goat man. Change. It's a really interesting 3 cards. Goat man's looking at the Loveland frog man, who's got his big fat tongue hanging out of his mouth. He's just like derping down the hill. Goat man's looking at him like, yeah, I'm out. And then is coming over here to wisdom. And that's the Verona's giant, who's got a big hole in his chest. But there's wisdom there. There's wisdom that was gained. There is wisdom that is being taken away from this situation. And I think it's about who you have around you and how you keep them around you. How you engage in those connections with the people around you. And what you think is important. What it is that you need to remove from your life. I'm almost hearing, as I put those down, magic and wisdom here. Goat man with his little hand out actually happens to have his little hand out towards the trout and the lily of the valley, purification. So there's, whoa. All right, Spirit. So there's a warning there, or a caution, against throwing the baby and the bathwater out. You might not even need to throw either of them out. You just might need to, wash the baby. For heaven's sakes. How long? When was the last time? When was the last time you washed the baby? Is the baby in the bathwater now, or is it just You got to figure these things out. Be careful what you throw away. Like that Page of Pentacles, it's time, it's time for you to move on somewhere safer, somewhere more calm. It's like what you have been in is not what you imagined, and it is time to purify whatever the hell this nightmare was. Why are eels climbing trees? Kind of stuff. God, I thought it was just a snake, but no, it's an eel, and it's in the tree, and then there's antlers coming out of the bird's. It's a lot, and it doesn't look like what you imagined, what you wanted to manifest. It doesn't look like that, and it's been really heavy, and you just want to take your little orange kitten and go home. Really. Not even home, like somewhere else, somewhere that isn't this intellectual, I'm hearing so many words at once. Dartboard is a good one, thank you. Jeez, I'm hearing dartboard. I'm seeing soldiers dropping, dodging bombs, and I'm just like one concept at a time, please. It's a minefield. Oh, that's the one. That's the one. Okay, so we have the swords. It is like it's been a mental minefield, and now you're just like you're putting up your walls, you're setting your boundaries, and you're moving on to somewhere safer, and you want a new beginning here. And what's the most important thing for collective to think about when starting this new beginning? What's the most important thing? Oh. Two of Cups. Page of Wands. It's like the salamander. This is very, very similar energy from these two cards. This creative spark. So the stars may be in, that's, okay, it's the hilt of a sword. I was like, why is there a cross? But, no, it's just a sword. And so there's a sword in one of these cups. But this is dreaming and imagining. And offering somebody, like, your cup is just sparkling, effervescent, This is the very special bubbly, that naturally carbonated that bubbles into the hilt of a sword. And you're sharing this other cup with this cat who's kind of gray. So maybe older. Also, the sword looks like, I'm not even going to go there. Anyway. When we talk about finding those people who are not eels in the tree or snakes in the grass, whatever it may be for you, there's a sense, there's a feeling inside, and it's not down here, it's up here, and it makes you feel calm, and it slows you down and gives you a little bit of a nice, cozy, safe feeling. And when you feel that around someone, it's a good sign. I'm not saying that's like everything, but it's something you need to pay attention to. And with the very bubbly effervescence of this sparkly cup, I think this has been chasing after things that seem exciting only for them to actually be massive handfuls and too much to manage, way too much. So I think Spirit is encouraging you to slow down and do a little bit of a hermitage and really focus on yourself and the path that it is that you want to go to and go on, and what that looks like. Manifesting, envision that future. What is it that you would like to see in your life? Or if you're not sure, how would you like to feel? Because you can do that too. And you can make it vague and then just allow Spirit to bring in your highest and best. Is there anything else? Yeah. Okay. So, Belladonna. It's a hen with the floating crown, and she's got the snips. She's got the magic snips. So as we talk about moving forward, this is protection. It's a bit of a warning too. There are some things that you're going to have to let go of. There are some things that you're going to have to cut out. You're dealing with that inevitability. And it's like, yes, no, will they, won't they? But this is all within you. It's not, you know the way to go. And when I mentioned earlier about removing distractions from yourself, I think that's really important right now, because when it comes, some things do need to be cut out. And as I put this down, like the Page of Wands is underneath that, and then she's looking right at this Two of Cups. So this is maybe, you have a direction in mind, but things have to be cut out and removed and healed in order for that to happen. You can't rush it but you can focus on the essentials and maybe make that one of the essentials and knock it out of the park. Get to that better partnership, the better relationship, the greater trust in your intuition. And that's what this is about. Got the moon up there and the sparkly, effervescent bubblies that are the hilt of the sword there. Stars, whatever. It is what it is. It's what I see it is. And I'm also seeing Cancer. I'm seeing the constellation of Cancer over here. So maybe something about Cancer. Cancer full moon. That's coming up really soon, isn't it? So perhaps look for things. Test those waters under the Cancer full moon. But there's a lot of work that has to be done here. Take things slow and be careful about what you cut out, but be mindful about what you don't, and honest with yourself about if it's really benefiting you or not. And you don't have to take anybody else into consideration when you're considering benefit in that regard. You don't. Okay, that was 2454. There's your number.